Let's take our first look now into the Session Views mixer. It's the same mixer for the range view, it just will look and act differently. But the controls will remain the same. To begin our look at the mixer, I'm going to hide the browser, if you haven't done so already, through the triangle down here, and also hide this detail area, again through this triangle down here. So now we have the entire large screen dedicated to just the mixer. Let's start out with the basics, and that's down at the bottom. I'll begin a clip, playback, clicking on that launch button. And the primary thing you want to know about, of course, is the volume control. Clicking and holding on this triangle lowers the volume, and bringing it up raises it again. Next to that, we have the meters that are telling us exactly how strong the signal is and warns us of distortion. So if we go above this line, we start to see distortion. Here we have a mute on-off button, also called the activate button. So the track is active or it's not active. We also have a solo button, so if we have more than one clip playing, we can solo any one of those, which silences any non-soloed channels. Okay, and stopping all the clips and coming out of solo mode. Now we're back to just the bass part again. And then we have the pan control for left to right placement. So as I click and hold and pull down, I go to the left. And as I go up, I go to the right. Now, one thing you want to be aware of, anytime some parameters are active, see the black box around this? If you hit the delete key, as I just did, it resets the parameter to its default. And in this case, that's the center. Also, if I type in a number like 50, that goes to the right. If I type in a negative number like negative 40, that goes that far over to the left. Okay, returning that back to the center. Okay, now I'm stopping playback. If we go over here to the right and we look at channel 8 in our mixer, it looks different. Instead of having this numeric readout with C or 9L, etc., I've got something that really looks like a pan control in the mixer that moves left and right. The question is, why is number 8 different than the others? It's simply a matter of width. Any channel in the mixer can be resized by clicking and holding on the right hand side, squeezing it in and pulling it out. So let's go back over now to our bass part. Right hand side, click and hold and pull it out. And now we see again knobs. Above this we see send and return knobs. Here we see again numeric values or the actual knob itself. This will send a copy of whatever audio is currently leaving this channel, according to what clip is currently playing, over to return A. You can see a signal here. Again, if I pull this down, now I'm sending none to A. I can pull it back up. Now you're only going to see these if you have the S send and the R return buttons active, which you should have from a default. So what does that do us any good to send a copy of this over to A? It does us none unless we actually install something on A. I've double clicked on the title of this A return and it's opened up the track view. I'm going up to the device browser by clicking on this button here. Looks like a little rack. And I'm coming down to audio effects. Open up that triangle by clicking on it. Scrolling down for reverb. Open up the reverb presets. And let's pull in a large factory reverb. Intentionally big on purpose. So now any channel going out to send A will come through A and have reverb added to it. Let's begin playback. Now notice the drums have no reverb on them. If I increase their send and take it away from the bass, adjusting volumes. So that's the way you want to use a send, is by installing an effect on it, and then you can create adding reverb, or let's take B, closing down the reverb, scrolling up for the delay, grab out a filter delay, and pull over here. Now anything I send out B will go through B and have a delay added to it. Let's start the drums again. Stopping the bass and playing just drums. Pulling down so it's not going to the reverb. So if you get too much, pull back on the mount. And again, widening this track so you can see that is a better idea of exactly what you're sending out. Again, any track I want to send out to B will now have echo. And A gets reverb. That's the basic way that you want to use your auxiliary sends. They go out, a copy leaves here and comes down through these master return channels over here. So again, S for send, R for return. We'll stop here and pick up with more about the mixer in the following section.